What was the Little Red Book? I mean, we see Marxist activists today like Patrisse Cullors, Black Lives Matter, talk about this Little Red Book, Little Red Book. If you look at old pictures, you can see all the students waving this Little Red Book. What was in this stupid book?
So the stupid book, it's little for a reason. It was purposely created to be of a very small size so that it could be taken anywhere, and people kind of used it for virtue signaling. It became a symbol for Mao Zedong thought. I mean, that's what he actually called it. I mean, imagine being so self-absorbed that you just call your own philosophy something thought. Like, imagine Jesse Kelly thought. This is Mao Zedong thought, and it's in this book that they printed. He wanted 90%, at least 90% of the population to be carrying it, and then it began to be propagandized. It was used in all sorts of posters. Like, every single person that was depicted as a hero in those posters, you've probably seen them. They're very stylized. They're usually red, black and white. Had this little red book, and it becomes a symbol for Mao. It was basically a collection of his quotes and speeches. So a lot of his ideas about everything, ranging from unity, the use of the army, just kind of his basic philosophy. Famous quotes like the one I just quoted about, that power comes from the barrel of a gun, or war is a continuation of politics. These are all quotes that were popularized because this was printed in this small book that was redistributed everywhere. And it really went far and wide so that the average person could be familiarized with the actual ideology. And I do think it's very interesting, as I'm sure you do, that Patrisse Cullors actually thought it was cool that her mentor's book was, that it was compared to the Little Red Book in a very favorable light. She saw it that way. And I just think to myself, like, knowing what this book symbolizes, the entire distillation of thought, or the essence of thought, of a man whose legacy is worse than Hitler. Imagine if somebody, mainstream person today, said, "Oh, I'm so flattered that this book that I love is compared to Mein Kampf." Would this person be allowed in polite society ever again? The answer is no. And obviously, there's a total double standard here. And of course, just like Mao, she was a hypocrite, right? Living in $1 million mansions, throwing parties in expensive mansions that were bought using money gained from her activism, in the same way that Mao did that. Like, while he tried to institute equality for all, he lived in the lap of luxury. We know a lot about how he lived because his doctor, his personal doctor, wrote a lot about it after Mao's death, and he revealed to the world how Mao lived. He had many, many wives. He actually had really bad hygiene, but he lived in the lap of luxury, so luxurious. And it's just, the parallels here are just striking.
Don't miss Jesse Kelly Breaks History, The Forgotten Genocide, the first episode of a new series available now exclusively for First TV supporters. Visit the First TV app or thefirsttv.com to subscribe and start watching today.